Week 7 almost in the books. We're about to recap and rewind. I'm gonna go through some of my takes and let's see how everything changed. But first, welcome to the playlist. Thank you for kicking it. I am Jim Z and this is Fantasy on Repeat. And let me know, did you survive? Do you have any more players going? How's it looking for you? What else do you need? I just hope that is positive for you. So I'm gonna go through my videos, my takes, and pretty much pick apart what went well and what didn't. And we'll start off with the waiver wire video. We're going to start off with Kimani Vidal. I said he was a bell cow, and that didn't really happen this week. So week 6, he had 24 opportunities, 138 scrimmage yards. That's easy money. That's all day, every day. We're going to take that. We're going to enjoy that. He's obviously the depth chart riser. He is the running back one for the squad for the time being. Now, if we look what he did in week 7, he had 14 opportunities and 35 yards. He had half of his opportunities and he had 100 less yards. He got 9 rushes and 5 targets, and that's still fairly healthy because once you get opportunities, that means you're going to get more fantasy points. Hassan Haskins only had 3 touches that game. This really just makes me happy with my Amari Hampton shares because maybe they need him back, and Kimani Vidal is just going to be the reliever for the time being. So I'm still happy that it looks like they need Amari Hampton. Another player off from my waiver wire episode, but he was also in my mustache video. This is going to be Kyle Monangai. Look at him go. His utilization is trending up. He had 16 opportunities that turned into 93 scrimmage yards, giving you 17.4 fantasy points. Even though Swift still had 20 opportunities himself, Ben Johnson does this. He does this. He wants to establish the run. He wants to get the play action going and get easy plays for guys like Caleb Williams. Now we'll just bounce right into Caleb Williams himself because he was in my Sneaky Sleepers episode. C-dubs. I thought he was going to come out and sling it and just walk all over the Saints and provide a lot of points, but that didn't happen. What I was predicting for Caleb Williams is this offense is going to start ascending. They're going to start getting a lot of points, but it looks like it's going to be the run game that is benefiting. And maybe they're trying to find their rhythm with Caleb Williams. They want to get this run game going first. And once this gets going for them, Caleb Williams can start eating too. So again, we're not going to write off Caleb Williams just yet. It's a run game all day, every day. In my must-buy wide receiver videos, I talked about CeeDee Lamb, and he is back like he never left. His 3 fully healthy games, he had 110, 112, 110 yards. He just racks up yardage. In this game, he got 22 fantasy points for you in his first game back. He missed a lot of games, and luckily they didn't put him on IR. He just sat out for a while, so he's bumped down in his rankings right now. But his previous 3 years with the Cowboys, he's been wide receiver 8, wide receiver 1, and wide receiver 5. He's on track to be back in the top 12 conversation. And the favorite comment I got here was from Ryan. He said, trade away Woody Marks for Travion Henderson. I did that. I actually dropped Travion Henderson and I picked up Woody Marks. The thing with Woody Marks is that we have seen the production, although both running backs are in very similar situations because Travion Henderson is behind Ramondre Stevenson, who cannot stop fumbling. And then we got Woody Marks, who is behind Nick Chubb. And we don't know how much gas Nick Chubb has left. The thing for me was that there was no garbage time for Travion Henderson, who I still see can be a league winner at the end of the season. I want the points now, so I went with Woody Marks. Now going to my must-buy running backs, we're going to talk about Javonte Williams because the windows don't last very long for situations like this, and I get it. People think he's unobtainable, but he's probably the running back 3 on someone's team, and he had a dip. This was a perfect time to buy. In week 7, he went out there with 23 opportunities, 118 total scrimmage yards. Javonte Williams has found a new home with the Dallas Cowboys, and it's just been fun to watch, and this offense is eating right now. Another must-buy running back is going to be Isiah Pacheco. He did come out here as the lead rusher. He did find the end zone. He had 15 carries for 57 yards and plus 1 touchdown. But there is someone sneaking up on his heel. This is going to be Brashard Smith, and he's eating too. And he'll definitely be talked about in the waiver wire episode, so be on the lookout for that. Another must-buy candidate for the running backs was Jordan Mason. He went back-to-back for touchdowns. This game against the Eagles, he got 15 carries for 57 yards and plus 1 touchdown. Isiah Pacheco and Jordan Mason pretty much had the same line. They both have 15 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown. And both of them are pretty good RBs to have. They're going to be running back 2 for the rest of the season, although Isiah Pacheco is going to be a more high-powered offense. So either or, you should jump on these running backs, so they're going to just have a safe floor and provide you fantasy points when you need them. Going to another comment I got from Runaway Ranger. The question I got was, who should he start? Genty, Debo, Brees, or Rachaad White? And I said, Ashton Genty, he can get bottled up by the Chiefs. They're coming to play. I'll be scared. It'll be a risky play to play him. And then Debo, he didn't look too healthy and he eventually did not play. Brees Hall, he was going to get bottled up. Everyone thinks that the Panthers are a cakewalk. They are not. He got bottled up. But Rachaad White, please come through and get more fantasy points than any of these other guys on the list. So moving on to my must sells. This is where all my takes make a U-turn. But the question is, are we still in on them? Because Wan'Dale Robinson, I didn't think that this is gonna be any relevance in the future. But the Giants right now, they're just fun to watch. And this is coming from a Cowboys fan. I am happy for y'all. If you are a Giants fan, rejoice, be happy. And Wan'Dale Robinson, he had 6 receptions, 95 yards. The key here is that he had 12 targets. That is money. He was known as a PPR scam kind of guy, but if he can get some more yardage now and utilization in this squad, he's going to provide you a lot of solid wide receiver 2 numbers for the rest of the season. I still believe that the Giants should go shop around a wide receiver 1 and get someone on the squad to elevate their game so that Wan'Dale Robinson will have less focus on him and he can eat even more. The Giants are just a click away from getting everything to work, and it can happen this year. Another player that didn't work out too well for me is going to be Chase Brown. I said he was another sell, but he heard my take and he said, you know what? Watch this, fool. He came out and had 108 yards on 11 carries. That's a 9.82 yards per carry when I was bashing his yards per carry. And it was so weird, but I was still editing my must sells while the game was going on, and I had to upload it still. I needed to post it, and I was just like, this is not going very well for what I said. But how do we feel about Chase Brown now? Another player that also wanted to come out the woodworks and be a football player is going to be Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is another player I jumped ship from a few weeks back. I let him go, and I just will watch him on the waiver wire. Nobody wants to pick him up. Now he might be a hot waiver wire ad. But he finally popped off. He had 8 receptions, 101 yards, and 1 touchdown. The 14 targets he had is also money. The thing is, they are going to be Trevor Lawrence's targets, though, and BTJ, he's just too soft. I don't know if you guys saw what happened to him. He got tagged like it was flag football, and he just got destroyed. His shoulder just got obliterated, I guess. With Travis Hunter, maybe he's just a wide receiver bump that we didn't see coming because BTJ was eating. Now it might be Travis Hunter season. My must sells turn into must holds. I don't know what to think anymore. Now going into my must starts, I'm going to talk about Quinshon Judkins. Obviously, yes, it's a classic no-brainer. He was in a bounce back spot. He had 25 rushes for 84 yards and 1, 2, and 3 touchdowns. He is ready to eat, and this is his first positive game script, and it was a weather game. And this ties into one of my other comments I liked very much. It was by Steven. He said, pick a defense, Vikings or the Browns. And I hope and pray that you played the Browns because they came through with 26 points. And I was happy to see him pop off. I'm hoping that you are happy as well to see them pop off in your squad. Another must start for me, but he didn't actually come through. This is going to be Bill Croskey-Merritt. And again, it should have been another no-brainer. And the Cowboys learned, and they didn't want to get Rico Dowdle again. They allowed Bill to get 15 opportunities, but he only had 32 yards. And he gave you 4.20 YOLO Blaze It fantasy points. Did you get Bill Croskey-Merritt this week? Going into my must sit, this is going to be Jaxson Dart. He was in 2 of my videos. He was in my must sit, but he was also in my must stash. Does that make any sense? I mean, I figured, yes, he can show out and do enough to be flying under the radar, and people were like, okay, he's still worth a pickup. I took my own advice. I picked him up and I stashed him and I dropped TreVeyon Henderson. This is the person I made the move for. And I said if he blows up, he's going to be the hottest QB waiver wire ad, and this is going to happen. I saw TreVeyon Henderson post a 0.5 fantasy points, and I said, I'm done. I dropped him. And I took my own advice, and I picked up Jaxson Dart, and I sat him, and I stashed him. So now I am happy that I have him on my squad, and I hope you did the same. Going to another sit I had, it's going to be Kendrick Bourne. Look, he did have his back-to-back 142 games, but this week he went 2 for 14, giving you 3.4 fantasy points. And I did believe that the Falcons were going to come out and shut down the Niners, but hey, the Niners came up and they fought through adversity, as they always do. And I mentioned the Niners are getting healthier, and Jauan Jennings did play this game. He went back to operating as a wide receiver 1. He got 7 targets, 4 receptions for 31 yards. And a comment that I got that really sparked up my brain for this take that I had is going to be good luck 9-11. We disagreed on the Kendrick Bourne comment, and we had our reasons, and Bourne didn't come through. And it ended up being a CMC game because it was National Running Back Day. The NFL wants to make up their own holidays, and CMC ate, and none of the wide receivers did. So, hey, CMC, man, if you have them, oh, hats off to you. And my last must-sit player is going to be Kenneth Walker, who hasn't even played yet, but this comment from Drake Golden, 4383, he said, I never thought I would say this, but I'm starting Dowdle and Kimani Vidal over Ken Walker. And I agreed, but Dowdle came through kind of with a 10.6. Kimani Vidal had 7.5. And I feel like now Kenneth Walker is going to come out and drop a 20-piece chicken McNugget on our head. All right, that was it. Week 7 Fantasy Rewind. I went through my takes, talked about some bangers, some faders, and some comments that I was blessed with. So I appreciate it for real. But coming up next is going to be the waiver wire video. If you want to check it out at the end of the video or down in the description below. As always, thank you for kicking it. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Let's chop it up. How was your week 7? Did you get a dub? Did you get an L? Let me know. But till next time, Fantasy on Repeat. Jimzy is out. Peace.